Go lay down, dog. On that. Yeah, well, everything's going good around here. Come on by, we'll have a toddy. Okay. Okay, right. A good picture there, ain't it?
It is a good picture. That was in Abilene.
Yeah. And he was in there and he was, man, he flipped that jailbreak on because he watched Punch do it all the time. And he flipped that jailbreak on and he was sitting there, he'd look up over the dash and you couldn't even see it. And then he'd hit that jailbreak to look, see if anybody would see it. That was funny.
You didn't tell me that story.
Well, I just remembered it.
Oh. I don't think we have pictures of all of
None
them.
of the later model Peterbilts are up there.
Yeah.
But I've had 7 or 8 Kenworths. There's 3 of them.
Yep, I saw that.
Now I'm talking about the show truck.
65.
The show truck. The show truck. Pete.
Which one are you talking about? The Peterbilt?
No! The other one. That they pulled show trucks with it because it was so good.
Oh, the Corvette, yeah.
The Corvette.
I showed you a picture of it.
Did you show him the Corvette?
Yeah. Down there, and we was bringing them right downtown El Paso and loading them on the train. We backed right up to the train cars and loaded the cattle right on the train.
Yeah.
And that I got in on right the tail end of a cow hauling on a railroad train. I was 20 years old.
Yeah, I started driving when I was 24. So, but I never hauled cattle. I never hauled livestock. I did actually everything else, but not that.
Sarah, Daddy said, Sarah, I'd never make it 6 months.
Yeah.
And we've been married 50 years. Only seems like yesterday.
51.
It just seems like yesterday.
Yeah, married in
She
68.
said it don't seem like yesterday to her.
So that's your little truck that you're driving now.
Yeah, well, this
Drive right around the.
mine's
the ranch.
This is the Queen's right here. This is her ride.
But you are allowed to use it.
Yeah, on special occasions.
Special occasions.
I'm allowed to work on it and put gas in it.
Yep, I understand that. It has a nice color with the sun on it.
Believe it or not, that was a pretty long wheelbase in 1981.
Right, it's the 4th of July, Independence Day in the United States. Today I'm a day off, and I made some phone calls and drove to Santo, Texas, where we're gonna meet an old school truck with a new school driver on it. Can you tell me your name? And how old are you?
Pete Robinson is 73.
73
in October.
73 in October, so you're still 72.
Right.
Still young stallion.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, young stallion.
Still got color in my hair.
Yeah, but it's a little lighter now. Lighter
It's
color.
getting a little thin.
Pete Robinson, I think there's a lot of people that know you by something else. What I heard, Peterbilt Pete,
Yeah.
but you drive a Kenworth.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain that?
Well, back in the late 60s, all I would drive was Peterbilt. And when they went to the plastic dash and the tall windows, then I went to Kenworth. But they called me Peterbilt Pete because it rhymed, I guess, but all the way back in the 60s when I was driving a 55 Kenworth.
Yeah.
But they just nicknamed me that. But then the radios came along, so I just picked it up for a handle.
Okay, so it's your CB handle, and because you drove a Peterbilt all your life before you start driving a Kenworth, they just stuck with that Peterbilt Pete.
Yeah.
And
For the radios.
And I think there's more people that know you by Peterbilt Pete than know you by Pete Robinson. It's Pete Robinson, who's that?
Yeah, I think there's more people knows alfalfa than they know me.
Why is your truck has the name Alpha Alpha?
I had a driver when we bought this truck. It's Dave Stowell, old polar bear. A lot of guys still remember polar bear. But he said it looked like a king-size hay bale, so we just named it Alfalfa.
That's funny.
And she's a good old gal.
It looks good. How old is this truck?
It's 81 model.
81 model. Can you tell me something about the truck?
Was born with an A model, 13-speed, 4-spring suspension. And since we wore out 2 A models and then put this B model in there and have overhauled it 3 or 4 times. But also, after we put the B model in it, then went ahead and put the 6 and 4 double over in it. And then finally ended up with Peterbilt airleaf with tracking rods and 355 gears.
So it has more trucks in it, and it's not only a Kenworth. It has Peterbilt parts in it.
Peterbilt suspension under it, yeah. Now.
Yeah. What I understand is you're not born and raised here in Santo. Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Fort Worth, raised out in New Mexico on a 255 section ranch. And I swore that when I got up big enough that I would have me a job with a roof over my head part of the time, and I always loved trucks. So.
But you lived in El Paso, you said?
Yes, sir. I moved to El Paso in the 60s and went to work for L.A. Campbell over there. I was 20 years old, hauling cattle out of Mexico in a 190 International, a homemade double-deck 38-foot trailer, and loading them right on the train out of Mexico. And not long after that, they quit hauling them on the train. But yeah, I worked my way up to 5 trucks there for a while, and then DOT and NAFTA came along and couldn't get drivers. And so just finally sold everything, kept alfalfa, cashed in and put it out here in a little ranch down here at Santo, and supposed to be kind of semi-retired, but sometimes I think I'm retired in a semi.
What age did you start driving a truck?
I was 20.
That's actually pretty late, no? I hear people...
I was driving a little before that, but on the road.
On the road, yeah?
Over the road, I was 20 years old when I started driving over the road.
Yeah. How long have you been hauling cattle, and why cattle?
The people you deal with are just good people. They're country people, and 99% of them is kind of people you want to deal with and know. And yeah, I've been hauling cattle. Cattle's been a part of my trucking career for 50 years, nearly 53 years.
I heard you've done other stuff also. You say you hauled anything but cars, automobiles.
Yeah.
Um,
When you got a truck, you are kind of like a woman of the night. You do whatever you got to do to make a living, and whoever wants to pay the most money.
yeah, I understand that. So you're an owner operator.
Yeah.
You own this truck and you haul for always the same person.
No, I've got some customers that I haul for sometimes, but mainly I haul for cash up there at CW Square, and really like it. I mean, I've never hauled anywhere that's any better.
And he said he gave you an old trailer.
He told me it was old when I went to pick it up in 2016.
That's pretty old now.
Yeah, I think he was being funny.
Uh-huh. What is that? I call it CW2, but it's CW Square.
CW Square.
What does it stand for?
Cash, Whitney, and 2 boys.
You said something else a minute ago.
Well, yeah, I call it the country western two-step. I don't know if he likes that or not,
Oh,
but I thought that was a pretty good nickname for it.
yep, it is. You tell me, it's like what I say, what I think is driving a truck is not your work. Of course, it's your work. It's your way of living, way of making money. But I think, at least that's my experience of being a truck driver. It's not that you're not a truck driver. It's the way of living, the way of life.
Let me put it like this. Everybody asks me when I'm going to retire, and I tell them I've pretty much been retired all my life. I've done just what I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask me when I'm going to slow down, and I just tell them I don't run near as hard as I used to.
Yep.
And that's about the best I can sum it up.
What would you do if you would win like the lottery, like you win those big ass prizes in the Powerball, 50 million? What would you do? Would you still haul cattle? Would you quit driving cattle? What would you do if you would win a lot of money?
Well, I believe I'd buy me a new set of quarter fenders. Probably have my tanks polished out. Get me a new seat and a new paint job. And then just go around for fun.
But still hauling cattle.
Oh yeah. I'd have
Still drive a truck.
Have to get out there.
Even when you're got money enough to say, all right, that's it.
Yeah, you just pay cash for my fuel.
Yeah. Instead of credit.
Yeah. Instead of having to put it on the card.
Yep. One of the guys on Facebook asked me. I asked them what questions would you like to ask, or having everybody ask the same questions. He said, what do you think the direction of the livestock industry is going in the future?
Well,
Like within now and say 10, 15 years, you see any differences that are going to happen? They're all thinking about that electronic logging device. The Washington is actually making rules for you, but they've never seen a cow truck, I believe.
well, I just keep doing it like I've always done it. They've changed it up 3 or 4 times. I just always keep logging like I logged when I was 20 years old. The government's getting way too involved in something they don't know anything about. And the whole cattle industry's changing up. If you're not hauling into a feed yard or out of a sale barn or into a packing plant, then there's not near as much hauling as there used to be.
And what I what I understand, the rates are lower than they used to be.
Well, they're not as good, and equipment's sure costs a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But
So the rates for the loads and the
drivers make more money than the truck will now.
yeah. Yep. We had a question from Fred Beveridge the other day, and he asked me what kind of truck would you love to drive? Do you have like I rather drive a Peterbilt, rather drive a Kenworth, rather drive a Mack, rather drive a truck out the 80s or a truck that's brand new? What do you prefer?
I like a model Kenworth.
If you had the money, if money would not be an issue, would you buy a different truck, or you got any, or would you like you're pulling a what's this a Wilson? Would you rather have a different brand trailer, or are you satisfied with a Wilson? If you had, you're an owner operator, money would not be an issue. What would you do? What would you buy?
I'd be pulling right here what I got. Either a Merritt or a Wilson.
Yeah.
But this Kenworth is just a lot easier to keep together than the Peterbilt is.
Mm-hmm.
I've had both.
How many trucks did you have as an owner operator altogether? Like 22?
Somewhere around 20, a little over 20, I imagine.
And you drove Peterbilt, you drove Kenworth, you drove a Corbett, a Ford Capover, and of all these trucks, if you had the money, you would just buy a Kenworth DW9A model.
Yeah, this one will still hold air overnight.
Yeah.
It's 81, so.
Okay, so you come home, you got a wife, you got kids, you got a daughter, you got a few animals. What do you do if you don't haul cattle?
I just tend to my cows. Got a little herd of cows over here, hayfield. I got plenty to keep me busy. I mow as much around here with a yard tractor as some of those farmers in El Paso farm.
I heard Roger Wiley has a new hobby.
Yeah.
Where as soon as he got retired, his new hobby is mowing grass.
Yeah, and doing nothing.
Yeah. We asked for alfalfa. We know that. I heard your daughter was saying they bought a different truck, an alfalfa Junior.
Yeah, they got a 359, the same color as alfalfa. It's a nice truck, real nice truck.
But they're not hauling cattle.
No, they're in the flatbed business.
Oh, bless their heart then.
Yeah, they got, I don't know, they got 7 or 8 trucks. He loads about 20, 25 loads a day. He's got a bunch of guys that work for him. But he's got a good business going.
Yep. What I am interested, so you said you're 73, almost 73 years old. You still load your own cattle, load and unload your own cattle?
Well, after my back operation and everything, you know, I was down for a good while, and these guys were so good at helping me load and unload, but I'm getting back now where I can do some loading and unloading on my own.
Yeah.
So it's coming around. It's just not quite as fast as it was when I was 20.
So what would you say to newcomers? Like, we got people on our Facebook page and in our group that are like 20 years old. You got any advice for these guys? Or what did you do when you were 20? I mean, being young and silly is not always the way to do it, and especially not with livestock, because it's a special thing to load or unload. You have to pay more attention.
Yeah, you pretty well got to be able to look them in the eye and read what they're thinking, but stick with the old guys and try to pay attention.
Yeah. Don't be a smart ass, just listen to them what they got to say,
It takes
because
once to get you killed.
Yep. So that's your advice to the young group, the future truck drivers, the future cattle haulers?
Yep. Don't ever turn your back. Pay attention to the older guys and don't ever push the cattle. Just let them work themselves, and that give you plenty of time to get out of the way.
Yeah. You, of course, you got 50 years of experience. You got any funny experience that you want to share with us?
I don't know which one you want to hear. Well, we could talk all day on that.
I know that. I know for sure. But one that just pops out that you think, this is so funny, everybody should know this. Or actually it's so funny, nobody should know this because it's not very good for my...
One time I pulled up at the truck stop over at Vaughn, and I was driving an old 59 auto car. Didn't have any brakes, tires, anything else, pulling an old 15-inch drop trailer. And it was the middle of the night, and I pulled up, parked in front of the cafe, and pulled the handbrake down, and parking brake. And went inside and got me some coffee, and the guy from the station come over there and asked me, was I driving that truck, that cattle truck out front? And I said, what do you mean was? And he said, it just went down the hill. That gum thing went down the hill, about 200-300 yards, I guess. And jackknifed in the bar ditch with a load of cattle on it.
Uh-oh.
And the trailer was rocking over because the tires of the back driver was sticking up the bank. Trailer rock over on them, keep it from turning over. And I got in it and put the power divider in and pulled it right out of there, and I just went right on by that truck stop. I didn't stop. I didn't want to go in there and listen to them getting after me about letting my truck run down the hill. But anyway, I got out of it smelling like a rose. Getting in them jams, anybody can do that. It's getting out smelling like a rose that counts.
Yep. True.
But that's one of my experiences, which there's a lot of them. I got to use my cheater step. See my fancy gear shift knobs old Neil Drake made for me? Couldn't find any to match, so he just made me some out of aluminum.
So, you change anything in your truck yourself?
Sir?
Like you change the interior, or
No.
did you do anything to it? You left it all original?
Everything's just like it was.
Even with the air conditioning in the front of the windows?
Just like the cane. Got a couple of snow lights up there. And the floorboard light. We had enough hard time just trying to keep it original without trying to keep up a bunch of crap that didn't need.
Yeah.
They ain't worth much if you tear them up.
Oh, but yeah, I heard, I guess Anthony Seal from Lampass says he just bought himself a brand new old Kenworth. He found it somewhere in the field and he's gonna restore it and make it run. Yeah. So what do you think of, so you drive on the road, you see all these new trucks, and you still have a heart or like a weakness for the old trucks, and when you see an old truck,
Old-time trucks is old-time trucking. It's not no picnic. But I don't have any payments. You never finish paying for one until you park it. You either pay to keep it up or you pay to keep it on the road.
yeah,
But one thing about it, when I park this cotton picker, the bleeding stops.
yes sir. But I mean, if you drive on the road with your Alpha and or like on the highway 36, highway 83, highway 84, and you see, like for example, what's his name, Amy Word, he drives an old W9 A model. What do you think of that? Like, that they keep up the history, they keep those old trucks rolling.
Still a few good trucks on the road.
Well, do you like that?
Yeah.
You say, wow, another guy that really appreciates the.
Yeah, but you know, this truck, there's 6 components on this truck to keep up. Hood, cabin, sleeper, motor, transmission, rear end.
Well, you don't use the sleeper too much. It's just an extension of your.
Underneath.
Yeah.
But truck is pretty simple. You fix it or junk it, and so the simpler you can keep it, to me, the better.
Yeah.
I don't want all this electronic stuff that gets shut down and have a record bill over a little sensor. If this one, you got a manual kill, this one. So it's got 300 gallons of fuel. You start it, if it quits, something's broke or you're out of gas.
Yeah. So how long do you think you keep on driving till you're?
Hadn't really thought about it.
You haven't really thought about quitting or stopping or retirement?
I know I'm not gonna break any records or anything like that, so I just want to make enough where I got money to do what I need to. And besides that, if I tried to haul all loads, everybody'd be mad at me because there wasn't no loads for them to haul. I just want to haul enough to get by. I'm not looking to change no tax bracket.
Yeah. So another, you'll probably drive as long that you're healthy enough to drive. And
I feel good, yeah.
Yeah.
I just had my other eye operated on, so now I'm pretty much overhauled.
Yeah. Good. All right, Mr. Robinson, I thank you a lot for this interview that we have together. I hope to see you on the road again. Is there anything that you want to say or want to add to this interview that I forgot to ask you or forgot to say?
I'd like to thank you for caring enough, taking the time enough to recognize all of us out here. You know, we all appreciate it, and I just want you to know that we all appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes, sir.